Survival on Purpose coverage of the 2016 SHOT Show, sponsored by Through Night Flashlights. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose. My name is Brian. Thanks for joining me. We're here at 2016 SHOT Show at the Silky booth with Mark Boozer, and he's going to tell us about a new saw Silky's got coming up. You may remember I did a saw shootout last year, and Silky won hands down. As I've said before, it's my favorite folding saw of all time, so thought you might want to take a look at what else Silky's got to offer. So Mark, how's it going this year?
Everything's going great. We had a great 2015. It was our busiest year of the ever with Silky Saw, so excellent growth. We continue to grow in a big way into the outdoor industry.
That's very good. So I understand you got a new Gomboy out this year.
We do, and Gomboy is Silky's #1 selling saw in the world. They've been making that saw for probably about 30 years, so it is their #1 selling saw. But in the past, it's always been a straight bladed saw.
Yeah, the line straight.
That's right, and that works pretty well. But if you think about it, when you have a pull cut saw, if you can put a curve on it, those teeth will naturally dive down into the wood fibers. So what they've done this year is they've come out with the Gomboy with the curve to the blade.
Wow.
Okay, so that's going to cause this blade, it's probably going to cut about 15 to 20% faster than your straight blade Gomboy.
So this is going to be even better than the one I have.
Absolutely.
Wow,
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's impressive.
So, and as with all Silky saws, the blades are tapered from the teeth back. So the blade is actually thickest right out here at the tips of the teeth, and it thins as you go back so that you reduce the friction on the side of the blade.
So no binding.
No binding, and they use a premium Japanese steel on all of the blades.
And also I like the fact that it's got a steel frame as opposed to all plastic. It's got the steel liner and stuff, which is really good.
Yep, got a steel frame, and as with the other Gomboys, it comes with a carrying case. So this can fit on a carabiner or a snap on your belt.
And that seems like an improved carry case over the one I've got. It just seems like a lot more rugged. Very nice there.
You can put on your belt. I think the one you had, you pretty much had to put in the pack.
Right.
This one can be worn on the hip.
Oh wow! So it's got a clip on back with a flip up top. Very nice. Very nice. So I also noticed that you've got a full range of saws here. You've got the Pocket Boy, which is a very popular saw, right?
Sure, we sell a lot of Pocket Boys for people who want to put a small saw in their pack or even just carrying it around the yard. So they come in a 130 millimeter Pocket Boy, or you can go with the 170 millimeter Pocket Boy. So they're both the same general type design, just a different blade length.
Right.
And then you can get the blades in either fine, this is medium, and this is large teeth. So there's actually extra fine, medium, and large teeth. It's just a different.
So one question that comes up a lot when we're talking about saws is, are there which teeth would be better for dry wood versus green wood, or does it matter?
Well, first of all, when you're dealing with Silky, they cut at a whole different performance level than other saws. But typically, if you have dead wood or dry wood, a finer tooth blade is going to cut a little bit smoother. Okay, if you go with larger teeth, you get a little bit more vibration. Anytime you go with smaller teeth, it's going to take more strokes.
Right.
So if you want to cut fast, larger teeth. If you've got green wood, go ahead and go with large. You'll never look back. So a lot of people, they're cutting both, so they'll go with medium teeth.
Yeah, that makes sense. And so this would be the smallest one.
Yep,
it should fit pretty well in kind of a small kit.
So that'll cut up to about a 3-inch piece of wood.
Yep.
And then you can go with the 6.7 inch. That one's good for about a 4-inch piece of wood.
And then if you really need to cut some serious wood, apparently you got this thing here.
Yes, this is the Katana Boy. Now we've carried a 500 millimeter Katana Boy for about 6 years now. But this is a 650 millimeter, so this one's actually about 30% longer than the old style 500 millimeter Katana. So you've got very large teeth, extra large teeth, so it cuts really fast. Matter of fact, you probably need a piece of wood that's at least, say, 3 inches or bigger in order to make a good cut with it. So here we've got a poplar log, fairly light, but it's about a 4-inch piece of wood.
Pretty nice.
As you see, you got a really smooth cut there, just like you have with one of our smaller Silky saws.
That's pretty impressive. And I imagine you could cut a tree down with that. I mean, that's big enough to cut a 10, 12-inch log if you need to.
We've got, most of the people that are getting this, they're going off-road. They're either on an ATV, snowmobile, horseback, whatever. And rather than carrying a chainsaw with them, they'll have this with them in case they're going down. They're several miles back and there's a tree across the trail. They just need to make 2 or 3 cuts, get it out of the way, and keep going. So it's a great saw for that.
You don't have to worry about running out of gas either.
That's right. It starts on the first pull.
There you go. Very good. Well, that's pretty interesting. That's really again, so that's Silky Saws from the smallest to the largest. The new Gone Boy. I'm telling you, if you haven't tried Silky Saws, you need to give yourself a break and get one, because they are absolutely, in my opinion, and in their opinion too, I'm sure, the best saw going. So it's Mark Boozer for Silky Saws. You've been watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival is not an accident. Be prepared. I'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, appreciate it.
I'd like to take just a minute to thank the folks at Through Night Flashlights for being the official sponsor for the Survival on Purpose coverage of the 2016 SHOT Show. It's no secret that I like Through Night. I think they offer the latest in flashlight technology at a very affordable price, and I encourage you to go check them out at throughnight.com. And thanks again to the folks at Through Night for sponsoring this video.